these screws out over on this side. See, it's not as hard as you thought, is it, to do this? Okay, remember, this one was at the top. It doesn't matter which is the top and bottom, but the way that this was situated before, we're going to do it the very same way. Get it screwed through there. See, I didn't even have to take those little loop-de-loops out of there. Hold that one up there where it was before. Looks like it's gonna go. Oh, oh! My screw just fell in the garbage can. Come on. Here it is. Now I probably could have used, I probably could use the screws from the other outlet, you know, that I took off. But let's just use the new ones. I want to use the new ones, man. I invested my 68 cents and I'm going to use them. Now see, this one, they could have kind of pinched that together. So I'm doing that with my little wire strippers. These things kind of come in handy. This does all kinds of stuff on these electrical outlets. Now I'm going to just kind of pull that back. No, it's fine. If that loop looked like it was loose, you could kind of pull it and just have pressure on it as the wire is going that way, and then tighten her down. Okay. I hold it here. Make sure your hand doesn't get off. I've done this before, and then the screwdriver slipped and I've gouged myself. Ugh. You know, you do that once, and more than likely you won't be doing it again, okay? All right, now my next step, see, it's all spaghettied in there. See how it loop-de-loops out like that? That way you can push it in kind of like an accordion type door, can't you? Okay, it's all set up exactly how it needs to go. And I can push it back in there. And see, I still have the screws in there, so I'm not going to put them in the screw holes. I'm just going to push, make sure I've got enough room in there, which I do. Now I can line these up. Get my screwdriver in there. I'm just gonna start it, okay? I'm just gonna start it first. I'm not gonna try to go in there too far just yet. Now this one was pretty much set up fine. I just want to make sure that the wires are lined up in such a fashion where this is coming straight out, not kicked at an angle one way or another. If it was, then I can reach in there, tilt it, or do it the other way as I'm bending the wires back in there, see? But this one looks pretty okay. I'm looking at that. I'm laboring a little bit because I'm right-handed and I'm at a funky angle here. And what I want to do is I want to try to get that exactly in the same location as where that was. So when I put the cover plate on, it covers. Sometimes when they paint and stuff, they might paint around this electrical cover plate, or you might see an indentation or a mark where the actual cover plate was, and I see a little bit of that, because see, I could slide this to the right or left a little bit. And so for right now, I'm going to guess at about where it needs to be. Okay. And then I'm going to put the cover on there. Let's see how it looks. Get it snug. Now mind you, these screws are going into usually a plastic electrical outlet box. You might have a metal one depending how old your outlets are and stuff. But you're only going to be able to put those in so far before, if you keep twisting, you're going to start spinning the screw more than likely. Okay, I'm going to hold that in there. That actually looks pretty good. So I'm just going to make sure that's snug, which it is. That looks fine. I'm going to put this cover plate on there. You see, this one has, I was going to show you on the back of it. It's got a little washer goodie on there. See there? That's holding the screw. Lots of times you don't have that. This one happens to have it. You only want to make these snug. Don't try to overdo it, because lots of these cover plates are not actually vinyl. They're kind of a hard plastic. You go too far, you could crack it. And I'm looking at that. You can't really see it, but I can see it over there. It needs to be moved to the left about, less than a 1/16. And so I can look at that and see. I'm just going to slide it over a little bit. That. Do the top one. Just use my screwdriver as a wedge. Okay. Looks good. Now let's put this back in. I always like to try to do things right and get it back the way I found it, because what I want is to make it look like I was never there, Voila. Done. Okay, I have not plugged in her little lamp goodie here yet. This is going to be the first time. I always like you to see the same thing that I'm seeing for the first time. Remember, the other outlet was really super hard. And here's what I was talking about. You see this cord end? See how this side is bigger? See how it kind of comes out? This side doesn't. If you ever have a cord like that, obviously this has to go on to the long side of the plug of the electrical outlet. I always say plug, but then people will say, "Hey Joe, that's not a plug. That's an electrical outlet. Say electrical outlet." So okay, electrical outlet. So I've got the big side, long side on that side, so I know the big side goes over there to the left. I'm gonna plug that in, and I'm gonna check these. And usually for a brand new electrical outlet, it's gonna be slightly stiff at first because it's brand new, but I can tell it's a lot easier than the other one, and it doesn't feel as rough sliding in and out right in there. The other felt like it was rusty, like the prongs in there were rusty. Okay, this one feels good. Okay, so now the test, we've got to get it on now, remember? So we go over here to the GFI outlet, and I've got to reset it, so I have to push that in like that until it snaps. Now sometimes you may have to get it and push right in really super far. This one I didn't have to do it as far. Okay, it's working. Now this should be working, which it is. Now when I turn this on, voila. Okay, I think we've done it, by Joe. Well, that was a quick and dirty on how to install and replace duplex electrical outlet. Now, I don't install all of them that way, okay? I just happen to do that way because it made sense, it was easy, I wanted to do something easy for you. If you want to see other things on electrical and how to do things differently, check my channel out and find different things that I've put on my channel. I've also made playlists where you can go to my main channel page and scroll down to playlist, and then you scroll down to different projects that you want to see, all the different videos that I've made on certain individual items, okay? Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.